Good morning, dear fellow modern energists from beautiful Eastbourne. It's the 1st of December, so a happy 1st of December to you around the world. And we are in the Western world, we're motoring our way towards Christmas. That's just one of those things that we can't really avoid in any shape or form. Good morning, Paul. Thank you for joining me here today. And it's been a fabulous week on many different levels. Many good experiences were had. I'm running the Star Matrix course at the moment for the first time, and we are on Unit 3. And that is connecting with your star aspects, which is just a beautiful thing to be doing. And that's something that I might recommend you try and have a go with, is to connect with your best aspects, your +10 aspects that every person has been at +10. And to really remember that, what that felt like, what that was like, how we were thinking, feeling, how we were seeing the world, how we were thinking about the world at those high energy moments. That is really the information we have been searching for all this time. And we thought this information may have come from a great guru, or they may come from some ancient mystery teaching that was found at the bottom of a pyramid in a golden book. But actually, it's our own life experiences, it's our own +10s that actually have the information that we've been seeking in all these other strange and dusty places all along, which is really kind of wonderful, and I'm just so thrilled about that. What I also really like about Star Matrix is that people have gone away right away and started using it. From Unit 1 onwards, they've been going out, and there was a lady who has a very elderly mother who was always very unhappy, and she managed to make her smile, which is a super achievement, I think. So just now somebody posted about having 2 young clients under the age of 15 who have started their own books of stars to gain more self-esteem and to find like a center in themselves after much trauma, which was also beautiful. We had a lady who had a sibling who died when she was quite young, and she couldn't remember anything about the sibling in spite of years and years of trauma treatments for the death of the sibling. But once we started looking in the right places, the memories came back, and that was just so beautiful. And it's one of those things that makes me... Oh, yes, and there was then somebody else said that they had somebody they knew who thought that they couldn't remember anything. They had no memories at all of any kind. And once they started finding some, they started talking and talking and talking. And I think, again, that's a beautiful thing. There's some energy flow. It's happened that just wasn't there before, and I think that's just marvelous. I had the idea that you know that saying that every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings, and I thought perhaps every time somebody remembers a star memory or gets somebody else to remember a star memory, perhaps something similar happens. A small star starts to twinkle more brightly somewhere. It's just a beautiful thing to do. Good morning, Julia and Ella. It's lovely to have you here this morning with me. So, yes, as the whole chaos of Christmas is about to envelop the Western world once more, whether you like this or not, whether you think it's wonderful or not, whether you have fun at giant family gatherings or not, or whether you're sitting home alone and sobbing because you're not at a giant family gathering or not. It doesn't really matter. I have brought today with me your happiness matters. That's, it's so important. I just haven't got words for that. To understand that on the most profound level even possible, that your happiness is the key to everything, to absolutely everything. Your personal happiness is the key to human evolution. It's a strange thing to say, I know, but it's true. The happier we are, the more intelligent we are, the more loving we are, the more connected we are in ourselves, to our highest aspects, to other people around us, the more visionary we become in our ability to see what's right and to steer a new course towards something better. It's a message that I want you personally to take to heart, that your happiness matters. It's the first thing that is of importance, your happiness. It's not selfish. It puts you in a position where you become a star asset to other people. It puts you in a position where you are doing something good for other people. It is not a selfish thing to do. It's not that easy to really think about it. My happiness matters. My happiness is central to my survival, to my survival of my family, of my friends, of my species. And to really put that to other people as well, to say that to them as well. Your happiness matters. You can't sit there and be miserable. You must not sit there and be unhappy. Let us find ways of making you happier. That's really at the bottom of it, the absolute 100% big message of modern energy, is that the happiness of the individual is paramount. Because only when they are happy do they become actually an asset to the other people around them and even to the planet on which we live. We could be an asset to the planet on which we live. That's a difficult thing to even think about, but I've started calling this kind of thinking star matrix thinking. We human beings could be an asset, not just to each other, but to this planet. There is a place for us in creation, that if we could only step into that, it would be amazing, and it would be different than the place in creation that other creatures and beings have. Human beings are unique in their construction, in their makeup on this planet. And to start really thinking about how we can be these assets to the multiverse, to the universe, each one of us. And I believe that we can be, that our star aspects, the times in our lives when we were functioning at our best and highest, that they have the information about that, how we get to be an asset to everyone around us. This is your happiness matters. This is the modern energy chart. This is the modern energy chart. This is the gift of modern energy. This is the huge paradigm shift to actually say that it's important that people should be happy. And that enlightenment comes through happiness. And that evolution comes through happiness. Service comes through happiness. Everything comes through that portal of happiness, if you want to call it that, a +10. And that's really, really quite unusual thing to be saying, but I am saying it. And in the sort of Christmas stress times, when everybody is getting stressed, and of course we are connected to that in our towns and in our countries and everywhere, as the stress just rises and rises and rises. Here we really have to then pay attention and make sure that we get our heads around this and take practical action, take control, and make sure that we are looking after our energy bodies, that we are protecting our energy bodies if necessary. If you are in a position where everybody's freaking out, or you have to actually go into a shopping center physically, evoke river smooth. Put a nice barrier of flowing water smooth energy around your energy system and help keep it protected. And this sort of shielding river smooth you can still see through completely in perfect clarity, and it's even actually much clearer than you would normally see. But it just takes the incoming craziness, the chaos, it protects you from that chaos. And it's a lovely thing to do. So I advise that highly. Really use everything you have learned on your path as you have discovered energy and explored energy and started to understand that your energy body is perfectly real and that it's alive and that it's reacting to things in the environment and that it's connected to other people as well. Use everything you know to keep your energy body happier. Eat foods that your energy body wants you to eat. Use by all means crystals, charms, aromatherapy oils. They are wonderful. The energy body really reacts to the fresh scent of pine or the fresh scent of lemon. It really helps the body and the energy body just cut through stress and become, awake, aware again. There's clothing you can wear that will help your energy body be stronger and brighter for whatever reason. There is all sorts of things we can do. There is our, when you are making a drink or you're taking a drink, putting your hand around a cup and just infusing that with the energy of the moment. What energy do I need right now to be a lot higher? Okay, sunshine energy. I'm going to put some sunshine energy into this cup of coffee and do that deliberately. And you can feel even in the putting out of the energy system starts to flow a little bit better and you're starting to feel a little bit brighter, a little bit more aware. Your happiness matters. It does not come second after paying the bills or being, polite to a neighbor. It does not come second to anything at all. It always comes first. Energy first. Everything you want to do ever, any plan, any goal, even including when we're talking goals, people think Empire State Building. I'm going to make a goal that I have a giant corporation and I live in a castle on a hill. No, there's goals all the time. You may have the goal that you're going to go shopping today. And, let's make a goal that the shopping experience will be mystical, transcendental, that you'll have insights and awesome experiences out there of some kind that will help your evolution. Make a goal like that. And then you can say, what energy do I need right now to make this shopping trip into a more amazing experience or a better experience or a totally different experience? I might need some, mistletoe energy from the ages. Okay, so this is what I kind of mean. Really start looking after your energy body, really using the thousands of tools that we know and have to keep our energy bodies happier, because our happiness matters so much. All thoughts, all plans, all ideas start at the energy level. Everything starts at the energy level. As does this decision to float through the stress chaos, protected, enlightened, radiant, and ready to have a moment, a star moment there somewhere, should that offer itself. I was in a supermarket not long ago with my partner, and my partner gets extremely stressed when children are crying. This is because of childhood experiences of being severely punished for making a noise. So he's still very, very stressed when he hears children crying, especially when that happens sort of spontaneously. And we were in a supermarket together, and there was this child screaming. And of course, you know, I've been a mother, I've been around children. I've never heard anything like it. I mean, that screaming was so intense and so high-pitched and so loud. Wow! It hurt my ears, and I could see Martin was melting down. So I looked for the source of this screaming, and it was a young couple, very young couple. I mean, I'd be surprised if either of them had been 20. And they had this tiny, tiny child in the supermarket trolley, in the supermarket seat. And you could see that these two people were just, they were just beyond. I mean, they were beyond. They'd already melted down long ago, and what was left was just burnt out shells, really. Shell-shocked PTSD victims. And this child was tiny, he was screaming. And I walked up to them, and the mother said to me, "I'm so sorry." Not with much feeling in it. She had nothing left to give. Nothing left to give. She was like, "I'm sorry." And I said, it's okay. And I looked at the child and just did my thing, really. I looked it in the eye and I said, "It's a tragedy, isn't it?" Which was just what came to mind. It was just words. But the child stopped screaming. And the absence of that fire engine wailing in the shop, you could hear the entire supermarket go, ah. And I just looked at these poor people, and I just said, you know, and she said, "Oh my God, how did you do that?" And I said, "Well, you know, I'm a grandmother, I'm used to children." And she said, "I'm so sorry, it's the first time we've actually even tried to take her out shopping." And I thought, wow, this kid's been screaming like this since it was born. That's why they're in the state they're in. It's so sad. And I just suggested, yeah, perhaps, you know, for the first time, it's good now, you can go home now. And she said, "Yeah, I think we'll go home now." And the husband was just there, this pale shadow, poor man. And so they took the kid out of the trolley and abandoned their shopping and went home. And I went back to Martin, who had calmed down somewhat and, you know, was mopping his brow. And then we continued our shopping. So that was I wouldn't call it a star event, but it's the sort of experience that happens once in a while. I hope I've done something good for the poor child's energy system. I hope I've done something there in that moment for the poor parents. If it was only compassion and understanding for their situation, I do hope they find somebody who will listen to them and help them with that child, because there's clearly something not right. And yes, and here we come to this other thing that the reason why I put up that chart. There's so much wrong in the world. There's so much wrong in the world. And I'm only one person. And with these people, I couldn't, you know, I can't move in with them. I can't help them. What can I do for them further beyond that? And I get overwhelmed with the grandiosity of it all and with the task. But whenever that happens, I come back with, your happiness matters. That's like 3 words, 3 simple words that we can keep repeating over and over and over to other people and to ourselves. And I hold on to that that is the simplest and most clearest way forward for all of us. To understand that and to keep thinking that and to keep enacting that our happiness matters. When we keep enacting that, then other people will start to become perhaps interested in why we can do the things that we can do, or why we are happy. And they might become interested enough to take a look at modern energy and what it has to offer for a normal human being trying to make their way through this crazy modern life of ours. So that is what I wanted to tell you guys today. If you'd like to, I don't really want to do a lot of tapping or anything like that today. Just assume the heart position with me for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And just say it out loud with me. My happiness matters. It's the truth. And I hope that as many people as possible will get to hear that, get to really understand what it means and enact it as best as they can with the people around them. I wish you a wonderful December and a wonderful 1st of December today. And I want to give you every blessing, every permission, and even every command to internalize that and enact it. Your happiness matters.